Hi friends, it's Bonnie from Let's Create, and today's tutorial is on this super cute little Easter bunny, which is available right now on our website. So the first step I want you to do with your little Easter bunny is we're going to base coat him completely white. I've already done that ahead of time here. You're going to use a nice smooth brush, flat brush, and give him a nice coat of white paint all over him. Make sure it's nice and smooth, that you don't have any peaks and valleys. I'm going to move my camera here a little bit for you. And then we're going to do the egg next. So an egg, it's really not a circle. It is an egg shape. Notice how the top of the egg is more narrow. And we're going to use the cutout shape of your bunny to help give you that shape of that egg. So I'm going to use a little bit of blue that's in your paint kit. And I'm going to start at the bottom here of my Easter egg. And again, we're base coating, and it probably is going to take you at least 2 coats of paint to get it a nice smooth color. Okay, so I'm using this curve edge here, and I'm going to pull my brush up, and I want the egg to be just on his belly. So be sure that you don't make it too big. Actually, it's a little bit easier if you go on the smaller size. You can always add to it and make your egg larger. I'm going to turn mine around here because it's a little bit easier for me to paint. I'm right-handed. So again, I'm going to take this shape on the bottom, follow through with that, fill in the middle of it here. And this egg I'm making blue, but it's so fun. Be creative with this project. You can make your egg whatever color you would like. See how it's definitely a little bit more narrow at the top of the egg? I'm going to dry this real quick because I'm just going to use a little hair dryer. I do want to put 2 coats of paint on this. So I'm going to just go right back over top of this, following the lines of my first coat of paint. And again, you want that base coating. I know y'all hear me say it all the time, but you want it to be nice and smooth. There should be no ridges. You want no peaks and valleys in your base coating. Just a nice, smooth coat of paint. There you go. We've got the base coat, the start of our Easter egg there. Sorry, I'm washing my brush up, shaking the camera there a little bit. All right, next we're going to grab the pink that's in your little paint kit. We're going to do a little bit of dry brushing. So a couple of steps to that. You can use a stencil brush. If you have like an old scruffy brush at home, you can use that. I'm going to just use like a stenciling or a deerfoot brush. And the steps to do the dry brushing. First, you're going to go take your paint, and I'm only putting a little bit of paint on one little corner of my brush. I'm going to smush it around and disperse that paint all over the bottom of my brush now. So the entire bottom of my brush is covered. I'm going to take a dry paper towel, and I'm wiping that paint off. And I'm pushing a little bit hard too, because I don't want any clumps of paint or anything to be left on there. And then I'm going to go to my project. So I want to put some cute rosy cheeks on my little bunny here. So as you see, I'm kind of scrubbing in a circular motion with a very light hand, just kind of working. And again, this is called dry brushing, working that pink to appear, and just be patient with it. Takes a little bit of time for the pink to come. When you reload your brush, you're going to do the exact same thing. Don't forget, you load the paint, disperse it, wipe it off on a dry paper towel, And then you're gonna go to your project and scrub that paint in for his cheeks. There's his cheeks. Hope you can see that. I'm also gonna put a little bit up here in the fold of his ears. Now be sure when you're doing the dry brushing that you keep moving your brush around. You don't want to give your bunny like little Easter Bunny acting. You don't want it to be all pink in one spot. And I want to add a little bit of pink to his paws down here too. On both of his feet. There you go. So now you can see I've got the pink in his ears, on his cheeks, and then on both of his paws. Next, let's paint some stripes on his Easter egg. And again, my friends, just be very creative. Use all kinds of colors. You can make chevrons, polka dots, zigzags, however you would like to make them. I'm going to just put some simple stripes on mine. Starting on the left side, I've got a little flat brush here. And be sure that you give your stripe a little bit of curve. See how it's curved? It's not a straight line like this. See how it's got that nice curve in it? So it makes your egg look like it's round. And once you have the first stripe on there, you just follow it along. You do the next one the exact same way. I'm going to put 3 stripes on this egg. And again, they definitely need a second coat on them. So here's the first coat. Some of the stripes are a little bit thin there, so I'm definitely going to go back over, darken the colors up. And like I said, you can be creative. You can combine polka dots and the stripes. You can put little hash marks on your bunny. Just be super creative with it. Now I'm going to just take a skinny little liner brush here, and I'm going to add a little bit of white stripes to my Easter egg. Now you can put the stripes, a little bit more white paint. You can put them right against the egg. You can put them away from the egg. You can make them a squiggly mark. I'm going to do a little bit different. So your sample picture, I have the stripe right against the pink part. I put the white stripe against the pink stripe. So this one I'm going to do a little bit different. Let's do, I'm going to start with my lower one. And I'm going to leave a little bit of space in between instead of putting them right beside each other. So again, I'm going to follow that pink line, and I'm putting a white stripe above the pink line on the egg. And that's one coat. So I'm going to come back on here and do it again, just to darken that up a little bit. So there's 2 different options for you. Here it is with the white against the pink. And here it is with a little bit of spacing on it. I'm going to take a little skinny brush, and I want to paint a cute little nose on my bunny here. So I'm going to, I just want to do it like kind of a rounded top triangle. So I'm going to first, this is your first step, just put the round part of the top of his nose. And then the second part, you're just going to pull that nose down to a V, and then you're going to fill it in. Take a little bit of paint, and again, it should be nice and smooth. Don't use too much paint. I actually have plenty there. I'm going to pull a little bit off. Isn't that cute? So you can make your nose as large or as small as you like. I actually like a tiny little nose on mine. And I'm getting some black paint out. We're going to put a few marks on our bunny around the outside edge. And I'm going to dry this egg real quick. There we go. Okay, so now I'm using some black, and we're just going to add a few little marks here. So for his ears, we want to give them a little definition. So I'm adding 2 little marks to show the bottom part of his ears, where we put that little bit of pink on there. And then I'm also going to take, and I'm just using a liner brush here. So when you're doing this lining part, there is no right or wrong way to do this. I do not make the lines all connect. I actually like the look of the lines being broken up a little bit. So here's one ear, and they don't have to match either. So I'm going to flip him around here. We're going to do the other ear. I always like to work my projects from the top down. That way you have less chance of running your hand through wet paint. Turn it back around here. Let's put some whiskers on this guy here. First, let's put a little mouth on him. We're going to just put a nice skinny line. And then the whiskers, you want to keep them, again, you're going to use a very nice light hand, a light touch. My chair is kind of squeaky today. Put a couple of little eyes on him. I'm putting some black marks on my Easter egg also. I would do, and they're actually on the egg, I would not do a whole lot of black on the egg, so that you just want to add them as little highlight marks. You don't want to turn your egg color from the pretty blue into it to look like it's, you know, a black striped egg or anything like that. So just use very little black on your egg part. And as you can see, I am adding some marks here on his feet also, just to give his feet a little bit more dimension, so you can actually tell they're cute little bunny feet. You can do this also if you're not comfortable doing the line work with paint. You can use a little Sharpie marker also. And for his eyes, instead of painting his eyes, you can always go like this. Use the hard end of your brush and just do 2 little dots. Again, I like a little bit smaller eyes on mine. I think that's cute. You can certainly make your eyes a little bit bigger if you want to. And I'm also going to add in white a little shine mark on his nose here. And I'm going to make it kind of an arch. Well, that didn't show very much. Let me put a little bit more on there. There you go. Now you can see him. And same way, I like to put a little shine mark in his eyes with the white. And let's add a little bit more white on the egg. So where I have the black here, I'm not going to cover up the black. Actually, I'm going to go kind of inside of it. And add a little bit of a few more marks on that. I'm going to turn this one around. Let me show you that. So again, on my egg, I did the black marks first, and then the white shine marks are inside of the black ones on the egg, not on the bunny part. So I hope you enjoyed this little tutorial. Be sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel. And I hope you have a wonderful Easter. Happy crafting, my friends.